30 million foreigners in this country that don't belong here. That's more than a handful,
30
man.
million.
30 million. We just went up to 310 million. Most of that, according to the Census Bureau, are due to illegal immigrants. We're not talking about 10, 20, 30,000. And we can't take all the poor of the world. There's 1.4 billion Chinese. Are we going to take them in next? They don't make much money. A billion people in India. Are we going to bring them in? They don't have much money. Mexico just happens to be real close, so they come here. We can't bring all the people in the world here because we're doing pretty good, because we're not doing that good. Why do we have so many jobs? Because they're down here. And I agree, a lot of it's big business, but it's also Democrat politicians. They send our jobs abroad, and then they wonder why we don't have any jobs here. As far as not farmers, everybody in this room, 1900, over 50% of people in the United States were agricultural workers. Now it's like less than 5%. That's happened all over the world with the big farms, with the mechanization of farming. That's happened right here. You go to southeast Missouri, Arkansas, Illinois, see huge farms, one little farmhouse. It used to be, we had 1,000 acres in Illinois. People could live on that, a good living on that. Well, not today. These farms are 10, 20, 50,000. It just happened to Mexico. It's no different than any place else in the world, including here. We all got sad songs to sing. What I'm saying, we got to sing our sad song. As far as our military can't do it, BS. They can. Don't forget, in most places in the world, including Europe, their strongest and best military is used for border control, and they do a pretty dang good job. They are going out and building an empire. We have no business out building an empire. We got enough geographic mass as it is now. We don't need to be going over and playing policeman for the world, and yet these young boys every week you see in St. Louis come home dead, mutilated. Put them on our border. We've got the manpower to do it. We got the largest army next to China in the world. The most sophisticated military. Yes, we could shut this border down. It's ridiculous to say we can't afford it. Look what it's costing us not to do it. And the drugs is no minor thing. This is terrible what's going on the border. The war on the border in Mexico between the Mexicans themselves is worse than the war in Afghanistan and Iraq. Something's got to be done. They can't even get policemen down there because the cartels cut off their heads of the cops and threw them in the police station, and they're all quitting. And is the military corrupt? Yes. One of the biggest cartels south of Texas, El Paso, used to be a unit that we trained, a division, to fight these cartels. They found out there was a lot more money in being a peasant soldier by being in a drug cartel. They deserted en masse from the general down to the privates, and now they get the strongest cartel in Mexico, drug cartel. It's a horrendous problem. We talk about the 30s and the mafia and all that. It's a pipsqueak to that, and it's up here. Nashville, Tennessee, Atlanta, Georgia, Los Angeles, Las Vegas. The biggest gangs are Hispanic gangs. Ask any police officer, they'll tell you that. So it's not a minor problem. It's not a thing we shouldn't worry about. We should worry about it because they're bringing their viciousness up here. You know what the kidnapped capital of the United States, in the world they say, next to Columbia? Phoenix, Arizona. They go up there and catch people on the street who got money and hold them for ransom. The whole culture's coming up here. Well, shut the border down. Then we can work out what reforms we want to have, how many people we want to let in. And this BS, my wife's part American Indian, so she won't get insulted with this. My people, I'm Pennsylvania Dutch. We fought in every war this country had since the French-Indian War. Fought and died. Every war this country's fought up to the current one. And so I've got a right to be here. We've paid it with our blood for 300 years. We were here before there was the United States. The Indians had little tribes here and little tribes there. They didn't have a nation. But all I can say about that is, let that be a lesson what to do if you want border control and have a bad immigration problem. We're in, folks, and this is what your ancestors 300 years from now will say when they're sitting in a room full of people with sombreros on and eating tacos and don't have jobs and live in mud floor huts. Los Anglos didn't have good immigration policy.
Time.